They said he'd never run again. A shattered leg, a broken spirit. But broken things don't vanish. They rebuild. The stadium was silent. Once it had roared for Marcus Reed, the fastest sprinter in his small Ohio town. At 22, he was a name, a hope, a future Olympian. Scouts whispered his name, and his mother's eyes glowed with pride. But on a rain-slick track one April evening, his left leg snapped under him mid-stride. The crack echoed louder than the crowd's gasps. Doctors said he'd walk, maybe. Run? Never. His dreams bled out on that track, and Marcus felt them die. He returned to his childhood home in Dayton, a one-bedroom apartment where the walls seemed to close in. His mother worked double shifts at the diner, her hands raw from scrubbing plates. Marcus, once her golden boy, now sat in a wheelchair, staring at faded track medals on the shelf. The painkillers dulled his leg, but not his mind. "You're done, Marcus," the voice inside whispered. "You're nothing now." Public shame came fast. Old friends stopped calling. His high school coach, who once called him unstoppable, avoided his eyes at the grocery store. Social media, once filled with his victories, now carried whispers. Heard Marcus is washed up. Such a waste. At night, he scrolled through those comments, each one a knife to his chest. He stopped answering his mother's questions, stopped looking at her tired, hopeful face. He was a ghost in his own life. Isolation swallowed him. He pushed his mother away, snapping when she tried to help. "I'm fine," he'd growl, but he wasn't. Depression sank deep, a heavy fog. He stopped shaving, stopped eating properly. His once strong body softened, his reflection a stranger. One night, alone in the dark, he held a bottle of painkillers and wondered if disappearing would be easier. The thought scared him, not because he wanted to live, but because he didn't. The turning point came on a gray November morning. His mother left for work, leaving a dog-eared book on the table. A biography of Jesse Owens, the black sprinter who defied the odds. Marcus ignored it at first, but boredom pulled him in. He read about Owens' struggles, poverty, racism, doubt, and how he ran anyway. One line burned into Marcus's mind. "The only limits are the ones you set yourself." Something stirred. Not hope, not yet. Anger. Why am I letting this end me? He took one tiny step. He wheeled himself to the apartment's tiny balcony and forced himself to stand, gripping the railing. His legs screamed, but he stood for 10 seconds, then 20. Sweat dripped and he collapsed, gasping. But he felt alive. The next day he stood again. Then he walked a step, then two. Each movement was a battle, each fall a reminder of how far he'd sunk. The comeback was slow, gritty. Marcus set a routine. Wake at dawn, stretch, walk. He ditched the painkillers, replacing them with water and protein shakes. His mother noticed, her tired eyes softening with hope. He started physical therapy, though the exercises left him trembling. The therapist, a no-nonsense woman named Carla, didn't coddle him. "You want it? Earn it," she said. He hated her bluntness, but it fueled him. Rejection hit hard. He applied for a part-time job at a local gym, hoping to coach. The manager glanced at his limp and said, "We need someone who can keep up." Marcus burned with shame, but went back the next week, asking again. Turned away again. He kept going, applying at every gym in town. Finally, a small community center gave him a chance. Cleaning equipment, not coaching. He took it. Every mop swipe was a step toward proving them wrong. Small wins built momentum. He walked without a cane. He jogged 10 steps, then 100. His body ached, but his mind began to clear. He started journaling, scribbling his fears and dreams. "I am not my injury. I am not my failure." He read more. Stories of people who rose from nothing. Each page chipped away at his self-doubt. One day, Carla caught him jogging in the therapy room. "You're stubborn," she said, smiling. "Keep going." He did. He trained at the community center after hours, running laps on a cracked track. Kids watched, whispering. One, a shy 12-year-old named Jaden, asked, "Can you teach me to run like you?" Marcus froze. "Me? A teacher?" but he nodded. Teaching Jaden sparked something new. Purpose. Months turned to years. Marcus ran a mile, then 5. He wasn't the sprinter he'd been, but he was something better. A man who'd faced the abyss and climbed out. He started coaching kids at the community center, building a track team from scratch. They weren't champions, but they were fighters like him. His mother watched their first meet, tears in her eyes. "You're back, Marcus," she whispered. He shook his head. "No, Ma, I'm new." The shame was gone, the isolation, a memory. Marcus stood tall, not because he won races, but because he'd won himself. He looked at his team, at Jaden's determined face, and knew his purpose wasn't medals. It was showing others they could rise too. You're not done when you fall. You're done when you stop getting up. Life will break you, but it's the pieces you rebuild with that define you. Keep standing, keep moving, keep fighting. Your story isn't over.